Hit it. Good morning from Omaha, Nebraska, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Upper Class Championship game here at Pathway Games Omaha, coming to you live from Werner Park, the home of the Omaha Storm Chasers. It's going to be a good matchup here this morning and into the afternoon as the MGF Marshals take on the Midland Redskins, two storied programs, one out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and the Midland Redskins, and the MGF Marshals out of Utah. Both these clubs just getting going in their summer seasons as they grind on towards their season-ending championship. Midland will be the home team today. Starting on the mound will be Ricky Apodaca. A nice left-hander for the Redskins, 2018 graduate. He is committed or playing, have you, at Howard College. The lineup today for the Marshals, leading off will be Nick Voigt, following up with J.J. Cruz, the second baseman, Brett Barrera at third base and hitting the third spot. J.J. Clarkson will play first base and hit fourth. Miguel Ortiz, who has the only home run that we've seen at Werner Park in this tournament so far. It was a long one to left field yesterday, will hit fifth. Isaac Ramirez after him. Jake Shipworth, the designated hitter. Kyle Ashworth in right field. Kaylor Yates, shortstop, and pitching and batting in the 10th spot for the Marshals is Peyton Jones. So here we go with the Omaha championship game from Werner Park in Omaha, Nebraska. Nick Voigt steps in to face Apodaca for Midland out in the field. Estep will play third, Grayson short, Schneider at second, Crooks at first. Catching is Burgess. First pitch misses down low for a ball. 1-0 the count here on Nick Voigt. Nick Voigt, the outfielder out of Davis, California. As Apodaca misses again, 2-0 now on the leadoff hitter Voigt. MGF taking down the Ohio Warhawks yesterday 5-0 in the semifinal game as Apodaca hits the strike zone to make it 2-1. That game was heading towards a pitcher's duel until Ortiz hit the solo shot. They added two more in the third, a swing and a miss. There evens the count at 2-2. And two more in the fifth to make it 5-0. And Bryce Robeson went a complete 7 innings as this one is lifted towards center field. Matthews is under it for the Redskins for out number one. So one gone here in the top of the first inning, this championship game. Midland faced the MNS Black Sox yesterday. That game did not go the full 7 innings and 14-1 score. Talking with head coach Dave Evans, he's just glad to get some good experience here early in the tournament. These teams faced off before as the pitch is outside to J.J. Cruz, the second baseman for the Marshals. The first game of pool play was Redskins versus Marshall. Midland won that one 5-2. The Marshals looking for a little revenge matchup here. Swing and a miss. Evens the count 1-1. Beautiful day here in Omaha, just over 80 degrees. Wind just slightly blowing towards left field. Might help Miguel Ortiz again as that one is bounced in for a ball. Did not hit J.J. Cruz. J.J. Cruz from La Palma, California. He is committed to Cal State Fullerton. And that storied program out of California did not make a trip to Omaha as this one's lifted towards left field coming in, but keeping it fair as Cruz will head towards second, and it's a double. So a one-out double. It was just a kind of a bloop single, and the left fielder, Colapi, couldn't get to it in time, and it's a runner in scoring position for the Marshals early. That brings up the third baseman, Brett Barrera. Brett Barrera, Huntington Beach product. He's headed to Stanford next season. Good run for the Cardinal. Got an opportunity to put the Marshals on top here early. It was a big key to yesterday's game against the Warhawks. First pitch is low and inside. 1-0 the count. Apodaca hasn't seemed to get that first pitch strike just yet here in the top of the first inning. Finds the strike zone there with a fastball to make it 1-1. Head coach for the Marshals, Sam Swenson. A good chance to talk to him yesterday. Really proud of the way that his boys showed up against the Warhawks. Pitch is outside, 2-1. Competed from beginning to end. The bottom of the third inning, the Warhawks had runners on first and third, just one out. Called a beautiful third to first play. Got him out of the mini jam. That one is swung on and fouled back into the netting. 2-2 now. Brett Barrera here with one gone. A runner on second here in the top of the first inning. See a lot of times with these older kids, they work pretty fast, but when a runner gets on, like to slow down the tempo, as Apodaca doing here. It's the call from Burgess, the catcher. In the dirt, runs the count full now. First base open, and T.J. Clarkson on deck. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Burgess will throw down the first to complete the strikeout to Crooks. Two gone here in the top of the first. So now here comes T.J. Clarkson. Clarkson, 6'4", Gilbert, Arizona product. Wearing black, red, and white. Will not have to change colors as he heads to the University of Utah. Apodaca finds a first pitch strike against Clarkson. One just a bit outside. Taking a bit of a longer lead out at second. Is J.J. Cruz. Runs high and inside on Clarkson. 2-1 the count here with 2 outs in the top of the first of this championship game. 8 teams started here, Pathway Games Omaha. Down to these final 2. The Ohio Warhawks won the third place game just moments before this one as Apodaca finds the strike zone. The 2-2 pitch. Popped up into foul territory. We're just running for it, or running out of room just beyond the netting. Keeps Clarkson alive. So we'll do it again here at 2-2. Early runner in scoring position for the Marshals, J.J. Cruz, out there at second. Called strike 3 to end the inning. The Marshals strand a runner at second. It is 0-0 with the Redskins coming to bat in the bottom of the first inning here in Omaha. Welcome back to Warner Park. Bottom of the first inning here in this Pathway Games Omaha Championship game. Midland Redskins come to the plate against the MGF Marshals. Left J.J. Cruz stranded at second in the top of the first inning. Adam Schneider will lead off for Midland here in the bottom of the first. Second baseman faces Peyton Jones, who pumps one right down the middle for strike number one. Adam Schneider, Edgewood, Kentucky product. Swing and a miss there. Quickly in the hole now, 0-2. This one is lift. Ranging over is Voigt to make the catch. A nice play at home. By the first baseman, Clarkson, throwing it to Ramirez, tagging out Grace. So 2 gone here, first and third. The fielder's choice from Crooks. Keeps a run off the board. Peyton Jones will face Morgan Kalapi. First pitch misses low for a ball, 1-0. Just as the Marshals in the top of the first had a chance at scoring. Redskins just 90 feet away. That one's hit towards third. Throwing it to second is Barrera to end the inning and strand 2. It's 0-0 here at Werner Park. We'll be back with more in the top of the second. Welcome back to Werner Park here, top of the second inning as the Marshals dig in against the Redskins and Ricky Apodaca. It's Ortiz, Ramirez, and Skipworth. Due up for the Marshals. That one is bounced in behind. Ortiz, we mentioned yesterday, hit the only home run that we've seen in this ballpark in 3 days of baseball. Hits this one towards short. Picking it up is Grace, and firing over to first and making the tag is Crooks for out number 1. Grace took him off the bags, but Crooks makes a nice adjustment to get Ortiz at first. Both teams with the chance to put some runs on the board early have gone by the wayside. The Marshals in the top of the first left Cruz at second. Midland in the bottom of the first, leaving Grayson Thomas on. One's chopped at and fouled by Isaac Ramirez, the catcher. Pitch from Apodaca outside. Makes it 1-1. In the top of the second from Werner Park. Low for ball 2. 2-1 now on Ramirez. Isaac Ramirez, the catcher out of Fullerton. He's headed to St. Mary's. Going to be a gale. He swings and misses to make it 2-2. One fouled back and out of play over the first base side into the lovely suites here at Warner Park. Just a beautiful place to watch a ball game, play a ball game. As the clouds kind of creep in here in Omaha. Foul tipped into the glove, a strikeout for Apodaca. His second of the afternoon so far. Two gone here in the top of the second inning. Brings up Jake Skipworth, the designated hitter. First pitch out of the glove of Burgess, but called a strike. Marshals looking for a little two-out magic here in the top of the second. Game tied at 0-0. That one hit hard towards the gap. It'll get down. Skipworth going for two. Coming up with it is Kalapi. The throw won't be in time, and it's a two-out double for Jake Skipworth. So for the second time in as many innings, MGF has a runner at second base with 2 outs. They left J.J. Cruz stranded out there in the first. It'll be Kyle Ashworth. Ashworth, the right fielder out of Tustin, California. He's a Cal Poly San Luis Obispo commit. Catches the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Apodaca came up with a big strikeout against Clarkson in the first inning. Already ahead 0-1 here on Ashworth. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1-1. It's the second championship of a Pathway Games series this summer. Already with Pathway Games Albuquerque in the books. Looking forward to the U.S. Baseball Championships next month. Here's the 2-1 pitch against Ashworth. High for ball 3. Burgess giving the signs. A 3-1. In the dirt, ball 4. 2-out walk puts 2 on. With the shortstop, Kaylor Yates. Yates, relatively local kid for this Marshals program, a St. George, Utah product. Also a commit to the University of Utah. Steps in here against Apodaca. 2 on and 2 out. The score tied at 0. First pitch swinging, fouls it back towards head coach Sam Swenson standing in the third base coach's box. I know Sam would like to get an early run here. Scored first yesterday, and Bryce Robinson on the mound was able to keep the clean sheet. And misses to make it 1-1. Apodaca looks in. Hit hard towards center field. Creeping under it is Matthews, and he will squeeze it for out number 3. The Marshals strand 2 more here in the top of the second. Redskins to bat when we come back from Omaha. Bryce Matthews, after making the catch in center field, stands in against Peyton Jones here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch swinging, fouls one back into the netting, 0-1. So far early, it's been a game of stranded runners. Midland stranded 2 in the bottom of the first. The Marshals 1 in the first and 2 in the second. Both teams have had runners in scoring position, but have not got the elusive RBI just yet. Peyton Jones working fast here. 1-1 count. Off-speed pitch. Catches the strike zone for us. 1-2. Bryce Matthews, Parker, Colorado kid, hitting one towards short. Laying out over there is Yates. The throw won't be in time. It'll be an infield single from Bryce Matthews. An impressive play by Yates, the shortstop. But it was just too slow of a roller to get Matthews at first, 1 on with nobody out. Brings up Eric Grintz. Grintz stands in against Peyton Jones. Grintz out of Glenmore, Pennsylvania. Takes strike there, 0-1. Pitch outside for a ball. 1-1 now on Grintz. This one popped up towards first, Over in foul territory is Clarkson to make the catch for out number 1. So pop up, gets the out, and a double play will get him out of the inning here as Andrew Pickney steps in. Pickney, the right fielder. As Jones misses there for a ball. Out of Peachtree City, Georgia. He'll join the Crimson Tide to commit to Alabama. Both these rosters just loaded with Division I talent. 2-0 the count now on Pickney. Big swing and fouled back into the netting for the first strike, 2-1. Bryce Matthews over there at first. Peyton Jones, the lefty, isn't terribly concerned. Not a big lead. This one is a grounder towards Yates at short. He will throw to first to get the out. It'll be in time. 2 gone. Matthews scampers over to second. So another runner in scoring position for Midland. Brings up the third baseman, Chase Estep. Estep out of Corbin, Kentucky. As Jones misses low for a ball. With Matthews standing on second. That one just misses again. 2-0 now on Estep. Still looking for the game's first run here in the bottom of the second inning. Werner Park championship game of this Pathway Games Omaha. Catches the outside corner, 2-1. Clouds have kind of cooled off. It was starting to get a little hot and muggy here in Omaha. One in the dirt, 3-1 now with first base open. And the catcher, Colin Burgess, on deck. Before the lineup turns over and we see Adam Schneider again. Misses low. Estep draws the walk. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs. And Colin Burgess. Colin Burgess. Another Kentucky product for this Midland program. Lexington, Kentucky to be exact. He'll play at Wichita State next season. Looks at a first pitch strike, 0-1. Jones gets ahead quickly, 0-2. Peyton Jones trying to get through his second inning. Equal the effort of Ricky Apodaca. This one grounded towards Yates at short. He will flip to second to get the out. 2 more runners stranded for Midland. And we're all tied up, headed to the 3rd inning from Werner Park. Nick Voigt steps back in here in the top of the 3rd inning. Scoreless game between the MGF Marshals and the Midland Redskins. Back to the facing Ricky Apodaca. Finds a first pitch strike there, 0-1. Apodaca through 2 innings. He's given up 2 hits. But he's stranded 3 base runners. This one grounded towards short. Picking it up is Grace, firing to first and unable to get the scoop is Crooks. Nick Voigt's speed gets him a single here. At the top of the 3rd. That'll bring up J.J. Cruz. J.J. Cruz 1 for 1 with a double. He was stranded at second base. The top of the 1st inning. Looped one towards left field and utilized his speed. Throws down a bunt. Picking it up is Estep, who makes the out. But Voigt gets to second, so a sacrifice bunt for J.J. Cruz. Moves the runner into scoring position. So we continue our streak of runners in scoring position for the Marshals and the Redskins here. It'll be up to Brett Barrera. See if he can drive in the game's first run. Brett Barrera 0 for 1 with a strikeout is the 3rd baseman. First pitch swinging. It's lifted towards shallow right field, ranging over is Schneider, the 2nd baseman. make the catch. 2 gone here in the top of the third. Not exactly what Barrera or the Marshals were looking for. A deeper ball to right field may have got Voigt over to third. Brings up T.J. Clarkson, also struck out in that top of the first inning. First pitch swinging again is fouled back over the third base side. Mentioned 8 teams begin this Pathway Omaha tournament. Down to the top 4 yesterday. Both these teams getting through in the semifinals as Clarkson looks at a strike there, 0-2. We'll see the Silver Bracket Championship coming up right after this. Fresno A's and the Nebraska Prospect Scout Team. They check, and he did go around another strikeout for Clarkson. Swenson wants to talk about it a little bit, but I believe it's going to go down as a strikeout. Another runner stranded at second base. Nick Voigt, and it's 0-0. We go to the bottom of the third here in Omaha. Adam Schneider leads off the bottom of the third inning for Midland. Back to the top of the order. Schneider, the second baseman, 0 for 1 today, flew out to center field in the bottom of the first inning. Faces Peyton Jones. Just misses there, 1-0. Two teams have almost mirrored each other in their efforts today. As Jones misses again. 4 runners left on base for Midland. 4 for the Marshals. Peyton Jones still looking for his first strikeout here, but he's got other problems here, facing 3-0 against the leadoff hitter Schneider. Pumps one right down the middle to get a first strike, 3-1. Just approaching the 12:30 hour here. Full count here against Adam Schneider. One foul down the third base side. into the seats here at Werner Park, home of this championship game of Pathway Games Omaha. This is high for a leadoff walk to Schneider. Fans, we invite you to join in on the conversation. Search us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Pathway Baseball and pathwaybaseball.com. Mentioned this is the second of 2 tournaments already this summer for Pathway. Albuquerque earlier this month. We look forward to U.S. Baseball Championships, Pathway Division, and our Summer Nationals in Myrtle Beach as we get into fall. Head out to northern Colorado. And the Pathway Fall Games, Florida. All that and more at pathwaybaseball.com. Drew Gray standing in. Again, 0-1 count. Trying to lay down a bunt. Misses to make it 0-2. I would say that we wouldn't see a bunt attempt in the next pitch, but these teams trying to work on their skills. I've seen a couple of bunts laid down with 2 strikes. See what Grace does here. Stares at a pitch just outside, 1-2. Schneider at first. If anything, both these teams making their respective pitchers going deep into counts. Taking off is Schneider, but the hit and run fouled back over the first base side. We'll do it all again here at 1-2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning in a scoreless game. The Midland Redskins against the MGF Marshals. Drew Grace, 1 for 1 today with a single. For his second hit. 2 for 2 yesterday against the Black Sox. 11 different Redskin players recorded a hit in that 14-1 win as Grace calls time. Over there first. They will call Schneider safe. Jones backs off again. Game is slowed down here with a couple of base runners in each inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Drew Grace offered at it. 1 gone. Brings up Dominic Thomas, who's also 1 for 1 with a single. Check over at first against Schneider once again, keeping a close eye on the second baseman. Mentioned Tomez out of San Antonio, Texas. Looks at a ball. Going to join a good Razorback program down in Arkansas next fall. This one popped straight up into the air. Underneath it is the second baseman, Cruz, who makes the catch for out number 2. So a leadoff walk, but 2 quick outs here from Peyton Jones. They have another chance to get out of this inning unscathed. Jimmy Crooks, who grounded into a fielder's choice back in the first. Jones catches the outside corner. He's had pretty good command of his early pitches here. And they get the runner going. The throw over to second, making the tag, is the shortstop Yates, and that will end the inning. 0-0 score as we go to the top of the 4th at Warner Park. We're coming right back here in Omaha. Miguel Ortiz steps into the batter's box here in the top of the 4th inning from Warner Park. Scoreless game here between the Marshals and the Midland Redskins. Ortiz yesterday hit a home run in the top of the 3rd as he looks at a first pitch strike. Warhawks pitcher threw him 4 consecutive curveballs, told him it threw him off a bit. But he got that 4th one as the pitch runs inside. Said it was a bit low, but he got to it. I'd say he did, launching that home run into the left field bleachers. Big swing and a miss there from Ortiz. 1-2 on the left fielder. That one chopped foul back into the netting. Ortiz 0 for 1 today. The ground out to shortstop. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 5th strikeout for Apodaca today. Gets Ortiz swinging. Brings up Isaac Ramirez, the catcher. Ramirez struck out back in the 2nd. Looks at a ball 1-0. Runs inside again, 2-0. Kind of running out of the way there. Big swing and a miss, 2-1. On Ramirez. Mentioned he's headed towards St. Mary's. Caught yesterday's game with Bryce Robinson on the mound. Robinson going the complete game. 7 innings. Fouled back over the third base side. Sun coming back out here at Warner Park. This one lifted in foul territory towards first. Making the catch is Crooks. He did not make that look easy. Diving backwards. He's able to make the grab. 2 gone here at the top of the 4th. Brings up Jake Skipworth, the designated hitter. Backs out of the way, but the ball's in there for a strike. 0-1. Chopped that foul quickly. 0-2 to Skipworth. All of a sudden, Apodaca is feeling it. This one straight up into the air. The catcher, Burgess, trying to find it. It will spin into foul territory. It'll be a long... No, they're going to say it hit him. A bit of an obstruction play. Skipworth got in the way of the catcher, Burgess, and the home plate umpire calls him out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Apodaca. And that will do it. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, still 0-0. Sam Swenson was not happy with the home plate umpire there after the obstruction call. He was about as confused as I am when I look at a snickerdoodle. Just don't know what that is. Nonetheless, it was a 1-2-3 inning for Apodaca and the Redskins. Brings up Jimmy Crooks to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. Still getting the Marshals players in here as Peyton Jones digs in for his 4th frame. Jones 1 strikeout and 3 innings thus far. Misses low for ball 1. Crooks 0 for 1 today, grounded into a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. At top of the 1st was the first, or top of the 4th rather, was the 1st inning we did not have a stranded runner. Right back up the middle, but grabbing it is Yates, the shortstop. A quick fire to first, 1 gone. Nice play from the shortstop, Yates. Brings up the left fielder, Morgan Kalapi. Kalapi also 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice. Part of back-to-back grounders that ended the 1st inning. Midland's been closest to scoring, with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Jones misses inside, 2-0 with a count here on Kalapi. So where Apodaca has been pretty lethal with the strikeouts, Jones relying heavily on his defense. I'd say he's got a pretty good middle infield behind him, Yates and Cruz. Yates already with 2 assists in this game. Big swing and a miss, evens the count at 2-2 on Kalapi. Bryce Matthews waiting on deck. Fouled back into the netting. We'll do it again at 2-2. Jones working quickly. Kalapi just catches a piece to stay alive. Seen some really good baseball this week here in Omaha. This Pathway game's part of a Triple Crown stint that's lasted almost a month here in America's Heartland. The Omaha Slump Buster kicking off almost 3 weeks ago. Over 700 teams in total. Foul back into the netting again. There's a good battle here between Kalapi and Jones. I know the Redskins were at the CWS final last night as Vanderbilt took home the 2019 national title against Michigan. Really good 3-game series between those teams. Count runs full now, 3-2 here between Jones and Kalapi. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Jones, and there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th. So here comes Bryce Matthews. Made a couple of plays in center field. Another Arkansas commit as he looks at a strike. Out of Parker, Colorado. Plays his summer baseball in Cincinnati. These kids finding host families to stay with during the summer, this Redskins program. in this Marshals program. Two of the top youth clubs in the nation. Fouled back over the third base side. 1-2. Jones trying to equal Apodaca's 1, 2, 3, 4th with one of his own. Waved at and just catching a piece is Bryce Matthews. Stays alive at 1-2 here. Breeze picking up a bit, blowing from right to left. Out towards the party patio here at Warner Park. This one hit hard towards center field. Ranging to his right is Voigt and makes the catch for out number 3. It is still 0-0 here between the Marshals and Redskins. We're headed to the 5th inning here at Warner Park. Ricky Apodaca stands in here in his 5th inning of work already. 5 strikeouts for the left-hander. This Midland Redskins team, he will face Kyle Ashworth, who drew a walk back in the 2nd inning. The only walk Apodaca has given up this afternoon at Warner Park. Catches a piece of the strike zone there. 1-1 here on Ashworth. It's the bottom end again. 1-2 now on the lefty. Working quickly. Throws one in the dirt, 2-2. Ashworth with a little assist there. Bit of a tough bounce for the catcher, Burgess. Ashworth ready to go. Just missing a bit low. Runs the count full, 3-2.
just a bit outside, and it's a second walk for Kyle Ashworth. He will lead off this fifth inning with a free pass, brings up Kaylor Yates. Yates flew out to center field back in the second. Did Yates, the shortstop. Nick Voigt behind him. Voigt has a hit today, so for the fourth time in 5 innings, the Marshals have a runner aboard. Second time they get somebody aboard with nobody out to check over to first. Ashworth back in time. This is the championship game of Pathway Games Omaha. Silver Bracket Championship coming up about 30 minutes after this one. Keeping a close eye at Ashworth at first. I want to thank the staff here, the Omaha Storm Chasers. A tremendous help all week long getting this field ready. Omaha, one of those areas that sees a lot of rain, lifted towards left field. Ranging over is Kalapi in left. Makes the catch for out number 1. Long fly ball to left field. It's the first out. Ashworth still at first. Brings up Nick Voigt. Center fielder 1 for 2 today. Flew out to center in the first. Grabbed a single in the third. Here we are in the 5th. Another runner aboard for the Marshals. Quick check. Ashworth. The sizable lead over there at first. No stolen bases today. 2 left-handed pitchers. Have to get a good jump. There goes the runner. It's a hit and one. This one slapped towards right, going first to third is Ashworth. The throw will be cut off. We got runners at the corners for the Marshals and just 1 out. Voigt with his second hit of the game. A runner just 90 feet away for J.J. Cruz, who already has a double today back in the first inning. Opportunity to get the game's first run here in the top of the 5th. Cruz calls time. Apodaca, who likes to work fast, slows it down here with runners at the corners. A lot happening here as Apodaca steps off the rubber. Swenson talking to Ashworth at third. Voigt at first. Getting the signs. It was a moment like this in yesterday's semifinal. The Warhawks had runners. That one skips by Burgess, the catcher. Coming home to score is Ashworth. It's 1-0 Marshals. The game's first run belongs to MGF on a wild pitch. Skipped over Burgess, the catcher. Really had no chance to block that down. Skipped right over his shoulder, and it's 1-0. Oh, misses low. But in that game against the Warhawks, MGF was able to pick off the runner at third and strike out the very next batter when they were facing a first and third situation. Sam Swenson said it changed the outcome of that game. And there will be a stolen base. Little fake bunt attempt drew in the third baseman, Estep, and some good base running. Gets Void all the way to third. So J.J. Cruz has taken a couple pitches here, and a run is scored, and Void is scampered from first to third. In the dirt again, it gets away from Burgess. Coming home to score is Void. It's 2-0. He's capitalizing on a couple of mistakes from Apodaca and Burgess, and they've scored 2 runs on just 1 hit. Now J.J. Cruz, a 3-1 count as the base is empty. RBI situation is gone. He fouls one back into the netting. 3-2. Cruz 1 for 2. We mentioned that double back in the first. The aggressiveness of the Marshals has paid off. Slapped right back up the middle. Another base hit for J.J. Cruz. Brings up Brett Barrera. Brett Barrera 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. He popped up to second, and the Redskins want time here to go talk to Apodaca, who is giving up 2 runs on just 2 hits here. Some action from the bullpen here, as that will do it for Apodaca. That long run in from the bullpen out in center field here at Werner Park. Get a word on who his replacement is. It'll be McCade Brown. McCade Brown, the kid out of Normal, Illinois. Pitches for Indiana. From Illinois to Indiana, he wears that Hoosier uniform. Pitch for them again next fall. He just finished his freshman year. Two runs for Apodaca on 5 hits. That'll be his line. He will officially have pitched 4 1/3 innings. Giving up just those 2 runs. So 2-0 here. The Marshals have taken their lead. They give way to McCade Brown, the righty. This was a Redskins team that really hasn't had to face much adversity. This game back in pool play when the two teams played each other ended 5-2. It was the lowest scoring game for Midland. in the tournament until this one. And then went back to run rule its next 3 opponents. The Marshals did not concede a run in its next 3 games. They've held Midland scoreless here through 4. So it'll be McCade Brown to face Brett Barrera. Mentioned Barrera 0 for 2. First pitch is high for a ball. Brown finds the strike zone there to even it up at 1-1. As those clouds move on, it's just a gorgeous day here at Werner Park. Storm Chasers don't get back to Omaha until near the 4th of July, and so we are glad to call this home of the Pathway Games Omaha Championship. But that's a nice lease of this stadium. Enjoyed some terrific baseball between these 8 clubs. Been in the dirt, 3-1 now on Barrera. J.J. Cruz at first. Runner goes. This one's hit towards short. Picking it up is Grace and firing to first to get the out. 2 gone. Here in the 5th, Cruz gets to second. Pereira is now 0 for 3. Brings up T.J. Clarkson. Tall left-hander. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging today. Looks at a pitch 1-0. Cruz has made it to the second base for the 2nd time this afternoon. Still looking to score. Fouled back off the catcher's helmet, 1-1. Burgess gives the signs to Brown. Did he go around? Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire. 1-2 now on Clarkson. Trying to avoid the unhappy hat trick of 3 consecutive strikeouts. Throws behind Clarkson. Now they got Cruz trapped between 2nd and 3rd in a pickle. Cruz trying to get away, but making the tag is the second baseman Schneider, and that will end the inning. We will go to the bottom of the 5th with the Marshals now leading 2-0 here from Werner Park. Eric Grintz leads off the bottom of the 5th inning for Midland, now down 2-0 after 2 runs come across for the Marshals on just some aggressive base running. Peyton Jones still in there for Sam Swenson. Jones has gone 4 innings strong, giving up just 3 hits. And a couple of walks. Grant's 0 for 1 with a pop out to first base in foul territory. Jones misses a bit low. Check swing from Grintz. He did not go around. 2-0 the count. Now on Grintz with Pickney and Estep behind him. Foul tipped out of the glove of Ramirez. Ramirez got turned around. Take a moment to make sure he's okay. A little stretch of the ankles, calves, and thighs. And to work out that right knee, just twist it around. 2-1 the count. The extra hitter, Eric Grintz. Catches the upper part of the strike zone to even the count 2-2. Ramirez getting the calls from the dugout, relaying to Jones. Got him looking, strike 3. First out of the inning for Peyton Jones is just his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. Brings up Andrew Pickney, the right fielder who grounded a shortstop back in the 2nd inning. First pitch swinging, waves at everything. 0-1. This Midland team will finish up this game, hop on a bus, and head straight to Cincinnati tonight. Hit straight at the center fielder. Voigt doesn't have to move to make the catch for out number 2. With 2 out, up steps Chase Estep. Estep walked back in the 2nd inning. Was thrown out on a fielder's choice that Colin Burgess grounded into. Looks at a ball up and in. Jones misses in the dirt. Two and 0 on Estep. Misses again, 3-0. Four straight balls makes it a walk for Chase Estep, a 2-out walk. As we'll get a timeout here as Sam Swenson will go talk to Peyton Jones.
Peyton Jones will stay in here against Colin Burgess, the catcher for Midland. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1 against Burgess here with the Marshals leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hit hard towards left field. Ranging over to his left is Ortiz over the shoulder grab for the out. Will end the inning. 2-0. The Marshals lead it. We head to the top of the 6th here from Warner Park. TJ Clarkson heads back to the plate here after JJ Cruz was run down between 2nd and 3rd back in the 4th. 5th inning as Clarkson fouls one back. We're in the top of the 6th here. Clarkson leading off. He faces McCade Brown, who came in place of Ricky Apodaca. Looks at a ball low, 1-1. Brown misses again to make it 2-1. Apodaca went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts as Brown evens the count there at 2-2. Hit hard towards the right field side. It will drift foul. That one had home run distance. Just a bit early was TJ Clarkson. He's trying to find his first hit of the afternoon, 0 for 2. 1 strikeout looking, 1 swinging. The 2-2 pitch fouled back into the netting. Clarkson stays alive.
Pitch from Brown. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 for out number 1. Brown gets his first strikeout of the afternoon. Clarkson goes down for the unhappy hat trick. Brings up Miguel Ortiz. Ortiz 0 for 2 with a ground out to short and a strikeout in the 4th. Comes on with 1 out here in the 6th. Looks at strike number 1. Brown catches the outside corner. 0-2 now on Ortiz. Brown misses high to make it 1-2 here. Ortiz's only hit yesterday was the solo home run and ended up being the difference. This is chopped to third. Picking it up is Estep, firing to Crooks to get the second out. Two quick outs here for Brown. Strikeout and a grounder to third brings up Isaac Ramirez. The catcher 0 for 2 today with a strikeout in the second. A pop up to first as Brown misses just outside for ball number 1. Big swing there from Ramirez makes it 1-1. Check down to first. He did not go around. 2-1 the count on Ramirez. A lot of these kids from the West Coast. That first game against Midland, 8 a.m. on Monday morning. This ball misses up again. 3-1 now on Ramirez. Make the case they might have been a little tired. 7 a.m. Mountain Time, 6 a.m. for some of these West Coasters. Just getting into town. They've been all business since. Brown misses again and gives up the 2-out walk to Ramirez. Brings up Jake Skipworth, the designated hitter. 1 for 2 today with a double back in the second inning. Was eventually stranded. Marshals have left 4 on base this afternoon. A big swing from Skipworth makes it 0-1. Brown misses low and outside. Keeping an eye on the runner right there at first. They have thrown Hunter Swap out there in place of the catcher Ramirez. Allows him to get his gear back on. Skipworth calls time. Top of the 6th inning here from Warner Park. This championship game, Pathway Games Omaha. Big swing from Skipworth once again, fouled back into the netting. 1-2. Skipworth does have some power, and with the wind blowing into left center field. Could have the chance to go out. That gets away from Burgess, and Swap will round second and stop as he surveys his position, but another runner in scoring position here for the Marshals in the 6th inning. Beautiful look at Warner Park there, as it's been our home for the last 3 days. Brown facing Skipworth. Pumps it down the middle for strike number 3. They leave Swap stranded at second, but the Marshals still lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Cooper Vest has come on in replace of Peyton Jones for the Marshals. Jones will go 6 full innings. Gave up just 5 hits. No runs. And a pair of walks. First pitch from Vest in there for a strike. This one grounded to second. Over there is Cruz to make the play for out number 1. Vest gets a quick out. Brings up Drew Grace, the shortstop. As Vest gets the top of this lineup. Starts him off with a strike. 0-1. Drew Grace, 1 for 2, and a single back in the first. Made his way to third as he looks at strike number 2. Stranded at third. Part of 5 stranded runners. We get our first ball here for Midland. Be something that head coach Dave Evans is certainly going to key on. Lifted towards right field, charging at it, not making the catch is Ashworth. It will be a single for Drew Grace, his second of the afternoon. Brings the tying run to the plate, and Dominic Tomez is already 1 for 2 with a single. Three times in this game, Midland has had a runner at third base. All 3 times they've come up empty. Here they face Vest. Cooper Vest, another left-handed pitcher out of St. George. Still has another year on this Marshals team. He's a 2020 grad. He's committed to BYU as he misses inside. 2-0 the count on Damez. Drew Grace taking his lead at first. Just 1 stolen base so far in this game. 2 runs that the Marshals scored came off of a wild pitch and a pass ball. The 3-0 pitch right down Main Street for a strike. 3-1 now on Tomez. Dave Evans up out the dugout, talking to his on-deck hitter, Jimmy Crooks. Pops straight back behind home plate off of the press box here at Warner Park. Tomez runs the count full, 3-2 now with 1 out and 1 on. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, this championship contest of Pathway Games Omaha. Has been a good one. Ohio Warhawks already in with 3rd place over their 14-2 win. Check over to first. And over the MNS Black Sox. The game was at 9 a.m. this morning. This championship game here at 11:30, so the Redskins could hustle back to Cincinnati by sometime tonight or early tomorrow morning. This is upstairs, a walk to Tomez. Has 2 on, and the tying run at first and the go-ahead run at the plate in Jimmy Crooks. Jimmy Crooks grounded into a fielder's choice back in the 1st and grounded to short in the 4th. Anything out of the infield here will likely advance Grace to 3rd. A hit with Grace's speed will likely score a run. The lefty Vest fires one in there for a strike, 0-1. Right in the meat of the order for this Midland Redskin team. Nobody's been able to come up with a big hit just yet. Catches a piece of the outside, 0-2 now on Jimmy Crooks. Lefty-lefty matchup. Vest really working the outside portion of that plate. Got him upstairs. The undecisive swing from Crooks gets Vest's first strikeout. And there are 2 gone. Brings up the left fielder, Morgan Kalapi. Kalapi grounded into a fielder's choice and struck out back in the fourth. 0 for 2, looking for his first hit. His vest misses high. Some action going on in the center field bullpen for both teams. That's same pitch, misses high again, 2-0. Big swing from Kalapi there makes it 2-1. Nice fastball from Cooper Vest. A waste pitch there makes it 3-1 now. With 2 on and 2 out. I'm sure the last thing Vest and Coach Sam Swenson would want to do is load the bases, especially with Bryce Matthews on deck. Upstairs, ball 4. Another 2-out walk for the Marshals. Loads the bases for Midland. And a hit from Bryce Matthews might tie up this game or more, and Sam Swenson wants to talk to his left-hander out at the mound. Calls time for the entire infield. I don't see anybody coming out of the bullpen just yet. I think they'll leave Vest in. See what happens. I think Swenson likes his lefty-lefty matchup. He's a very situational guy. Understands the game. He knows tendencies. Yesterday when playing the Warhawks, he knew when they had first and third that Ron Slusher was going to send his guy at first base running, and he set up his defense perfectly to pick off the runner at third when that runner at first did go. Great third to first. Back to third play that really vaulted the Marshals into this championship game. So here comes Bryce Matthews. Matthews 1 for 2 today with a single back in the second. A chance to get his team on the board. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. The wind really starting to pick up here at Werner Park. And it hit Bryce Matthews. That will be a run, an RBI for Matthews. But a run across for Midland, it's 2-1. Scores Drew Grace. Tamez advances to third. Kalapi will jog to second. And that will be it for Cooper Vest. Well, folks, we mentioned this Pathway Games Omaha, all part of a terrific series from Pathway this summer and into the fall. It all started in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Pathway Games Albuquerque here in Omaha. Don't miss the Pathway Championships in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the U.S. Baseball Championships in Virginia, both next month. Northern Colorado Fall Classic, still time to get your teams into the Rocky Mountain State. And then new product, Pathway Games Florida. All that and more at pathwaybaseball.com. Visit now, check out what is left in our 2019 slate, and do not miss 2020. Log in on your social media accounts. Join in on the conversation. Pathway Baseball. It's Pathway BB on Twitter. Search Pathway Baseball on Instagram and Facebook. New pitcher for the Marshals is number 41, Kyle Scott. 6'3", right-handed pitcher out of Seal Beach, California. He will also head to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. So Cooper Vest gets 2 outs here in the 6th. He will go 2/3 of an inning. Gave up just 1 hit, 1 run. Pair of walks and a strikeout. 1 hit batter. Of course, he is responsible for all 3 runners standing on the base pads at the moment as Eric Grintz steps to the plate to face Kyle Scott. The third pitcher of this Marshals team in a 2-1 ball game. Kyle Scott trying to get this last out here in the 6th and send it to the 7th with the Marshals still leading. But bases loaded jam here is time called by Grintz. Everybody set and ready to go. First pitch swinging. It's hit hard but high in center field. Voit is under it. 1 pitch, 1 out for Kyle Scott. The Marshals still lead it 2-1. We're headed to the final inning here at Werner Park here in Omaha. Kyle Ashworth stands into the ball game here in the top of the 7th inning with the Marshals looking to add a couple runs. A little bit of cushion as McCade Brown misses upstairs for ball number 1. This is again high, 2-0 the count on the right fielder Ashworth, who has been incredibly patient at the plate this afternoon, trying 2 walks, and he looks at a third straight ball right there. Three the count on the leadoff hitter, Kyle Ashworth. 4 straight balls to Ashworth. It's his 3rd walk of the ball game. Not bad for somebody hitting in the 8th spot. Ashworth scored one of the 2 runs the Marshals had in the 5th inning. His walk and wild pitch and a pass ball let both Ashworth and Voigt score. Here comes Kaylor Yates, the shortstop. First pitch is upstairs. 5 straight balls now from McCade Brown. And that'll get Burgess out to talk to his pitcher. Looks like Yates has been replaced by Brock Watkins. Watkins, the infielder out of Pleasant Grove, Utah, another BYU commit for this Marshals team, looks at a strike. They throw down the first to check Ashworth. So Watkins stands in place of Yates, who was 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a fly out to left. Big swing and a miss. Lost his elbow pad, did Watkins. 1-2, the count. Swing and a miss from Watkins, and he goes down on strikes. So another strikeout for McCade Brown. That's his 3rd. In 2 and change innings. Brings up the leadoff hitter, Nick Voigt. Strong center fielder. 2 for 3 today. Brown misses low and outside, 1-0. Check back to first. A closer play than Ashworth might have thought, but he's in there safely. Winter Park, just absolutely fantastic venue for this tournament. Swung on and lifted towards right field. Pickney charging for it and making the grab. It's Andrew Pickney in right field. 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Nice defensive play in right field. Brings up J.J. Cruz. J.J. Cruz, who's 2 for 3 today with a single and a double. He's made it to second base twice, has not scored. He was standing at the plate as both runs came across back in the 5th. Ball gets away from Crooks, the first baseman. Keeping a close eye at Ashworth on first. Cruz, you'd like to believe, would love to get in on the RBI or run scored action here in the 7th. Fouled back behind home plate. 0-1 here on J.J. Cruz. Cruz, another California kid for this Marshals program, grew up in La Palma, headed to Cal State Fullerton. One storied program to the next. Here he is at the 0-1 count. Ball's in the dirt. 1-1 now on Cruz. Brown came in the 5th inning. Forced the final ground out and pretty steady in the 6th. It's recorded 3 strikeouts in 2 2/3 innings. Looks like some dirt in the eye of the catcher, Burgess. The 2-1 pitch to Cruz. Swung over the top of it, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in a 2-1 ball game as we near 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Runner goes, and it hits Cruz. He will climb aboard for the 3rd time this afternoon. Runners on 1st and 2nd now for the Marshals, and Brett Barrera coming to the plate. Dave Evans calling out a couple of instructions to his pitcher, McCade Brown. He's trying to get out of this final inning, give his team a chance for some heroics here in the bottom of the 7th. Their team trailing 2-1. Ashworth at 2nd, Cruz at 1st, Barrera at the plate. Catches the lower half of the zone. 0-1 here on Barrera, who is 0 for 3 today. Struck out in the 1st, popped to 2nd base in the 3rd, and grounded to short in the 5th. Check swing. They look down towards the first base umpire. He did not go around. 1-1. Again, stay tuned. Here from Werner Park, the Silver Bracket Championship, Nebraska Prospects taking on the Fresno Athletics. Just about half an hour after this game ends. Swing and a miss, strike 2. One and two, the count now on Barrera. McCade Brown. And the signs from the catcher, Colin Burgess. Looks back at the runner at 2nd. Hit towards 3rd. Picking it up and making the play is Estep. And that will do it for the top of the 7th inning. Marshals need 3 outs to claim the 2019 Pathway Games Omaha Championship. Bottom 7 coming up here from Omaha. Kyle Scott stays in the game here in the bottom of the 7th for the MGF Marshals, looking for 3 outs in a 2019 Pathway Games Omaha Championship. He will get 8, 9, and 10 in the order for Midland, and it starts with Andrew Pickney. First pitch swinging right back up the middle. A good start for Andrew Pickney and the Midland Redskins. It's Pickney's first hit here this afternoon. And the tying run is aboard for Midland. In steps Chase Estep. Estep has walked twice against 2 different pitchers. Faced Peyton Jones in the 2nd. Cooper Vest in the 5th. Now takes Kyle Scott here in the 7th. Runner goes. That one's hit hard towards right. Pickney will have to scamper back to first and does. A fly out to Ashworth and right. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Here comes the catcher, Colin Burgess. Burgess has made contact today, grounding to his fielder's choice in the 2nd. Flew out to left in the 5th. Pickney still standing at first after the fly out to right. A little check swing, but it hits the barrel of the bat, drops foul. 0-1 here against Burgess. The 0-1 pitch from Scott. Low and inside, 1-1. Mentioned the Marshals looking for a bit of a revenge game after dropping in the opening game of this Pathway Games Omaha 5-2 to Midland. Coach Sam Swenson was ready for the challenge tonight. Pickney goes. Ramirez had trouble getting out of his glove, and that'll be a stolen base for Andrew Pickney. First stolen base for Midland here this afternoon. It's been all lefty pitchers until Kyle Scott entered the ball game. So now the tying run in scoring position for Colin Burgess. Foul tipped beneath Ramirez. Burgess staying alive here at 1-2. Got him upstairs, strike 3, 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th. A huge strikeout for Kyle Scott. But the lineup turns over, and Adam Schneider, 1 for 3 today with a single. A chance to tie the game. The base knock. First pitch catches the outside corner, 0-1 on Schneider. Marshall's bench is ready to erupt. Hit towards a second. It's over the head of Cruz. Coming around third is Pickney. The throw will be late. Tie ball game. Adam Schneider, an RBI single, ties the ball game at 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Drew Grace. Drew Grace, 2 for 3, 2 singles, a strikeout, a run scored here. Adam Schneider taking a close look at his third base coach. Moderate lead at first. 1-0 count to Grace. Quick check back to Schneider at first. Grace a little late on that fastball. Makes it 1-1. Tomez waiting on deck. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Check back with Snyder. Late inning drama here at Pathway Games Omaha. Little secondary lead from Schneider. The pitch is a strike, 1-2. Outside, 2-2 now on Drew Grace. Grace followed up his 2 hits yesterday with 2 more today. And a vital run scored in the 6th. Trying to keep it going here in the 7th for Midland. That pitch did not count. They called time. A 2-2 ball game. These two clubs have certainly separated themselves as two best teams in this tournament. Playing to a tie in the bottom of the 7th. It's all fitting. Check back with Schneider once again. Trying to catch him in that secondary lead. Nebraska Prospects and Fresno A's looking on. That'll be the Silver Bracket Championship after this. Runner goes, a chopper to third. It will bounce foul, and everyone will return to their stations. A great chess match here between Drew Grace, the Midland Redskins, and Kyle Scott and the MGF Marshals. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 2-2 game. And it catches Grace inside. Hit by pitch. And the game-winning run stands on second base. Caught Grace in on the hands. Shakes that one off. But Dominic Tomez. Sam Swenson out to talk to Kyle Scott. There's a lot of action going on in the bullpen in center field. The entire infield comes in. Fitting end to this Pathway Games Omaha. These two teams going toe-to-toe. And what was a 5-2 game in Midland's favor back on Monday, it's now 2-2 here on Thursday. They will leave Kyle Scott in the game. A bit of confidence from the infield, and the catcher Ramirez is Dominic Tomez, who is 1 for 2 with a walk. Had his single back in the first. Another one will almost certainly score Schneider with his speed, and they will replace the runner at first. That will be Jorel Ortega. So Ortega stands at first, Schneider at second. Tomez at the dish. Looks at strike number one. Outside, 1-1 the count here on Dominic Tomez as tensions mount here at Werner Park. It's been some great baseball on every level here in Omaha, from our Omaha Slump Buster to the College World Series and now Pathway Games Omaha. It lifted to right field. Charging for it is Ashworth, sliding and making the catch to end the inning. It is 2-2. We're going to extras. Why not here at Werner Park? Free baseball here in Nebraska as TJ Clarkson leads off the top of the 8th inning at Werner Park against McCade Brown, whose first pitch is a strike against Clarkson. Clarkson has the hat trick, 3 strikeouts, 2 swinging, 1 looking. The first, third, and 6th innings. Quickly in the hole again, 0-2. Brown looking for a quick 8th inning after Midland, who did not score a run in the 1st through 5th innings, puts up 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th to tie this game and send it to extra innings. Clarkson slaps at that one foul up into the seats on the third base side. The 1-2 pitch to Clarkson. In the dirt, ball, 2-2. Misses inside again. The count runs full. Clarkson doing a nice job of staying patient here. As Brown backs off, Burgess getting the signs from the dugout. And they walked him. So a leadoff walk for TJ Clarkson, the top of the 8th. And they will run for Clarkson. That will be McKay Barney. McKay Barney, the Mesa, Arizona product, another BYU commit. One of 7 BYU commits on this Marshals team. Brings up Miguel Ortiz. Ortiz 0 for 3 today. Big swing with big power. Throw back and check at Barney on first. Pitch low, 1-0 now on Ortiz. Again, 30 minutes or so coming up after this matchup, the Silver Bracket Championship, Nebraska Prospects. Ortiz lays down a bunt, but it drifts foul. Make it 1-1. Fresno Athletics. Swenson wants a word with Ortiz here. A little situational matchup here. Nobody out. Barney standing on first. Runs have been few and far between in this game. They've left each team a handful of runners. The Marshals have left 7 aboard. Midland has stranded 10. Batting percentages with runners in scoring position dropping. Third baseman coming in. The pitch up and high. Estep was charging as he was almost certain Ortiz was going to lay down the bunt. Pitch outside again. 3-1 now on Ortiz, who is determined to move that runner across here with nobody out in the top of the 8th. 3-1 count. Come hell or high water, he will get McKay Barney to second base. Home plate umpire wants a bit of time here. Making sure everything is in order. Everybody's set and ready to go here on this 3-1 pitch in this 2-2 game in the top of the 8th inning. Runner goes. Barney slides into second. The throw's into center field. Swenson trying to get him to third. It's a bit late, but he gets there on a late throw from the center fielder, Matthews. And that will get a pitching change here from Midland. So aggressive base running from the Utah Marshals. It's them a runner just 90 feet away here from home plate. Once again, it was an errant throw from the catcher. Ortiz will end up at first after the walk. Marshals in business. Brings up Isaac Ramirez. Ramirez 1 for 3 today with a single back in the 6th. And Midland having a word with their new pitcher, going over what they might expect from this lineup going forward. New pitcher is going to be Clay Brock out of Liberty Township, Ohio. Cincinnati Hills Christian High School. He's headed to Central Michigan. So it'll be 2 2/3 innings for McCade Brown. Gave up just 1 hit. No runs. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Plus the hit batter for McCade Brown. Again, responsible for Barney and Ortiz at third and first, respectively. But it looks like Brock is ready to go. He will face Isaac Ramirez, the catcher, trying to get his team another run. Tied at 2. Marshals put 2 up in the 5th. But a run from Midland in the 6th and the 7th sent it here to extra innings here in the 8th. Nobody out for Clay Brock. First pitch swinging, a chopper to third. Estep spins and fires to first. It's out of the glove of Crooks, and everybody's safe. The bases are loaded. Was going to be a tough play for Estep anyway. It looked like Barney charged towards home and maybe had Estep thinking moment or two about making a play at the plate. Going to run for Ramirez, the catcher, at first. That will be Hunter swap. So swap in once again. Barney taking his lead off third. It's Jake Skipworth now, who owns a double back in the second. Struck out, though, back in the sixth. Takes a first pitch, and it's a strike from Clay Brock. Second pitch is in the dirt, 1-1. Bases loaded, 1-1 count here in the top of the eighth. That one hit towards center field. It's going to get down. Barney is charging home. Coming around third is Ortiz. Both will score. It's 4-2. A 2 RBI single for Jake Skipworth, his second of the game. Gives the Marshals a 4-2 lead. A big hit at a big time, and I'm sure Sam Swenson and the Marshals want more. Here comes Kyle Ashworth. A nice response there to leading 2-0 in the sixth and seventh innings, giving up runs, responding well here in the top of the eighth. As the pitch is bounced in the dirt, both runners advance. The Marshals have a chance to break it wide open here. Clay Brock taking some time now. Fires a strike in there against Ashworth. Ashworth again scored one of those runs in the fifth. Fouls this one back up over the third base side. The 1-2 pitch. Got him looking, strike three for the first out of the inning. Kyle Ashworth strikes out for the first time this afternoon. Brings up the shortstop, Kaylor Yates. Yates flew out in the second. Walked in the fifth. Yates fouls it back into the netting. 1-1 the count on the shortstop with runners at second and third. Just one out. Clay Brock offers the bunt, is a good one. Coming home to score is Swap. They will get Yates at first for the second out. And now it's 5-2. So Yates with the RBI sac bunt. Brings up the top of the order, and Nick Voigt with a chance to score Parker Schmidt, who's running for Skipworth. Voigt wants time. Voigt 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Looks at a ball. Hit hard towards center field. Charging at it is Matthews, who makes the catch for out number 3. But 3 runs across in the top of the 8th for the Marshals, looking to close this one out in the bottom half when we come back from Warner Park. Well, the Marshals are down to their final 3 outs once again. They scored a run in the 7th inning to force an extra 8th here, and it's up to Jimmy Crooks to start another rally here in the bottom end of the inning, trailing 5-2. He faces Casey Anderson on the mound, a big 6'4" product out of Lehigh, Utah. Misses upstairs. Anderson's going to head to Eastern Arizona. Anderson becomes the 4th pitcher from Sam Swenson this afternoon. Three and 1 count now on Jimmy Crooks. Misses outside. Crooks starts the inning off with a walk. Brings up Morgan Kalapi. Quickly Ramirez. And Clarkson out to talk to their pitcher. Pitch from Anderson, just missing for a ball here on Kalapi. Kalapi, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a fielder's choice, looks at a ball inside 2-0. Kyle Scott's final line: 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, 1 strikeout. Three straight balls from Casey Anderson. Trying to take care of Midland one last time. After 3 runs across in the top of the 8th, and pumps one down Main Street to make it 3-1. That wind's really starting to pick up in center field. That late afternoon. Sanderson hits the inside corner. Runs the count full. 3-2 now on Morgan Kalapi. Got him swinging, strike 3. Another indecisive motion. Gets the first out of the inning. Brings up Bryce Matthews. Bryce Matthews, who got hit by a pitch. When the bases were loaded, that drove in the first run for Midland back in the 6th inning. Marshals dugout really starting to come alive now. Quickly in the hole, 0-2 is Matthews. Eric Grintz waiting on deck. Jimmy Crooks at first. Called strike 3, 2 gone. Midland down to their final out. It's Eric Grintz, the extra hitter who is 0 for 3 today. Popped out to first base, flew out to center field, and struck out back in the 5th inning. First pitch runs inside, and they give Crooks second base. Not concerned about the runner. Second stolen base for Midland this afternoon. One 1-0 the count on Grintz. Right down Main Street, 1-1. Casey Anderson. Trying to dial up something good here for the Marshals. Everyone on their feet. Midland down to their final strike. Ramirez gives Anderson the sign. Just a bit high and outside, 2-2. Grintz digs back in. With Crooks standing on second. Crooks will take third. They'll probably give him home if he really wants it. Anderson now with a full count. Trying to handle the last batter of this game. Grintz calls time. Leading 5-2, the Marshals trying to close out Midland in this championship game. Inside ball 4. So a walk to Grintz. Brings up Andrew Pickney. Pickney 1 for 3. He singled and represented that tying run in the 7th. Stares at Casey Anderson. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. A little bit outside and in the dirt for Anderson. Evens the count at 1-1. I imagine Grintz might think about taking second here. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded to second. Cruz has it. Flips to Yates, and that's the ball game. The Utah Marshals are the 2019 Pathway Games Omaha champions. Completely flipped the script on the Midland Redskins. After losing to Midland 5-2 in the first game of this tournament, they will close out Omaha with a 5-2 victory of its own in the championship contest. So congratulations to Midlands, the runner-up in this tournament. Certainly a good run here in Omaha. They will get on the bus and head back towards Cincinnati. MGF will celebrate this victory, this championship, as they get set, both teams, for a terrific summer of baseball as this terrific one closes out. It was 3 runs in the 8th, a 2 RBI double from Jake Skipworth that really got it going. Separates these two teams. Congrats to the MGF Marshals, the champions of Pathway Games Omaha. Once again, stay tuned and get set for the Silver Bracket Championship coming up in just a little over a half an hour. It's the Nebraska Prospects and the Fresno Athletics. We will see you then. But until then, this has been Pathway Games Omaha. Marshals win 5-2 from Warner Park.